You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Today on the Cabral Concept, we're going to be talking about how to help you get out of your own way so that you can accomplish all the goals you've set for yourself. Now, I'd like to say that most of us at least has one or two goals that we know that if we accomplish those, we'd be a lot happier in life. We really would. It would provide more fulfillment, more meaning to our lives. And again, that can be in any part of our life. It's not necessarily about monetary, like money. Sometimes it's just about writing a book or picking up a hobby, something that you want to do your whole life. Like maybe you had kids and they're going to be moving out of the house soon, or maybe they just did and you want to, pick up those things now. Or you say, well, I don't have the time because I have young kids, I have this, I have that. But I don't want you to wait the decade, the 2 decades, whatever it might be, while you have young kids before you just start to fulfill those goals. So what I want to talk about now is that a lot of these thoughts that we have and a lot about how we're going about trying to achieve our goals right now, we are the reason, like literally we are the roadblock, we're the bottleneck, we're the obstacle holding us back from achieving our goals. Really, if you look at it, most goals are pretty easy to achieve within a period of about 6 to 12 months maximum. Unless it requires you going back to school for 2 years, 4 years, whatever it might be to get your degree, to then go on to get the job, to get the education, whatever it might be. Those are far and few between. If it's a wellness-based goal, I'm telling you, most people, I don't care if you have an autoimmune issue or you have literally immune-based issues, you have whatever the worst thing it could be. I've seen it all. Most people are better within 4 to 6 months maximum. Most people are better within 6 to 12 weeks realistically. Like that's the truth. And most people drop those symptoms within about 21 days to 28 days. So again, that's the truth. So don't hold it back saying, well, it's going to take me years to get well or I can never get better. You can. I have no doubt about that. And if it's a weight loss goal, I've already told you, I've shown you the formula. You can lose literally up to 21 pounds in 21 days, or realistically at least 10 pounds in 21 days. And then after that, you're going to lose 1% of your body weight after that. So we know that if you have to lose 50 pounds and you lose 10 pounds, 12 pounds or so your first month, good, that's down. Now you have about 40 pounds or so more to go. You're going to lose about 8 pounds or so per month after that, 6 to 8 pounds maximum. What's that going to take you? Another 5 months. That means in 6 months, you'll be down 50 pounds. And that's the slowest way to do it. So again, keep in mind, 4 to 6 months, almost every human being can accomplish their goal, and then they will finally feel a little bit more fulfilled. So what I want to say is this, it's nice to talk about that, right? But what I'm all about is action. How can we take real usable action steps that we can learn right now today? It doesn't mean you're going to implement it tomorrow. However, I want to get that ball rolling. I want you to open up your journal. I want you to start to write down your goals. I'm telling you, putting pen to paper, not typing it, putting pen to paper, watching yourself literally write down your goals is very, very powerful. Try it. It doesn't hurt, right? It costs nothing. Just try it out, especially before bed. Get the mind processing before bed what you want to accomplish. Then your mind's going to try to work that out while you sleep. It's amazing. I mean, every single great inventor throughout the history of time used to do that. Thomas Edison used to think of a problem that he was trying to solve, and then he would take like a 20-minute nap. He would wake up a lot of time with a new solution or a new method to at least try. And we know Thomas Edison probably has still the largest amount of patents out there. So anyways, it's just one example. And so what I want to say is this, is that we need to find an action plan where we remove you as the sole source of motivation to accomplish your goals. Remember, with most people's goals, if you're listening to this show, you've had some time to try to accomplish those. The typical reason is we get motivation, but it waxes and wanes. Motivation is a really fickle thing. We don't want to have to rely on it day in and day out in order to move us forward. If that's the case, we would never get anything done. I mean, our moods change based on the weather, based on lack of sleep, based on a cheat meal we had and we felt terrible. So again, never rely on motivation. It's the worst way to get things done. So The other big thing is, well, we know we can't rely on motivation. We really can't rely on ourselves, but we have to be consistent on a day in and day out basis. Remember, success in moving forward doesn't take a day off. You can't move forward one day and then take a step back one day because remember, you're right back in place, starting where you've always been at. And again, that's where a lot of people are right now. I'm trying to just take you up to that next level, wherever it might be in your life. You're going to find yourself having great success in parts of your life and no success in other parts of your life. And you say, well, what's the difference? If you start to look at it and you start to look at the consistent actions that you've taken in your most successful areas, I'm guaranteeing you'll start to see the correlation between consistent action, moving forward, passion, excited about whatever it is that gives you that motivation, again, to move forward. So although I'm talking about taking you out of the equation, trying to rely on daily motivation is not the best thing. I also want to say that this doesn't necessarily have to be difficult. Remember, difficult things rarely get done. We always need simple. Every one of us needs simple. Simple is always best. I try my best, and I'm not always successful at it, but I try my very best to take very complicated wellness, weight loss, and anti-aging and mindset and psychology-based concepts and make it as simple as possible because that's the only way we're going to take action and move forward. So what I want to share right now is an actual plan that will not allow you to be the cog in the plan. I don't want you to be the thing that drives it forward, and I want this literally to be turnkey. So I want to give you a few examples. One of the best examples that I've seen, because again, I've been in the health and fitness industry since I got my first personal training certification in 1997 or 1996, somewhere around there. It's like personal training wasn't even that cool back then. Now everyone is a personal trainer, which is great. I mean, personal training is amazing. But what I want to say is this. Basically, I've had 20 years or so, right? I've had 20 years of getting to see this industry from the inside out. And then after about a decade of doing that, that's going back a while. I was in high school, I was in college, and that allowed me, though, to work. And I've always worked, and that's how I basically paid for my way through college, got books, got all those things. And I've just always worked. It's been kind of who I am and kind of the culture and family that I came from. But it also allowed me just to meet all of these interesting people. And I got to see who is most successful and why. And now, whether it's functional medicine, the practice that I have now, personal training, the nutrition, the health spa, all of those things, I get to see over 200,000 client appointments say, who's been most successful and why. We do a body transformation. We do a member of the year contest every year. Here's the thing. With personal training, you now have an accountability partner, right? So what's happening when you have a personal trainer? Twice a week, maybe once a week, maybe 3 times a week, you're meeting with someone. They're doing a weigh-in every time you come in. They're making sure that you're doing your off-day workouts. When you're with them, you don't have to think about it because you're automatically doing the workout. You literally just show up and they say, do this, do this, do this, and you do it, right? That's the best thing possible is that you don't need motivation. You just literally need to show up, and it's an appointment and you're paying for it. You're investing in it. You're more likely to show up. But then they also give you a nutrition plan. Again, I'm just giving you the program that we do. So with that, and with our nutrition plan, they say, hey, eat this, follow this. Very simple. You can do smoothie for breakfast. You can do omelet for breakfast. You can do these different things for breakfast. They take 5 minutes. They take no skill in cooking whatsoever. Then you do this for lunch. Then you do this for mid-afternoon snack. Then you do this for dinner. And we do a weigh-in on Mondays and Fridays. And so literally it's systematic, right? It's turnkey. You step into that plan. You don't have to know anything. That's the best part. You need to, whatever your goal is, you need to literally step into a plan that someone's already created for you. And again, I'm going to give you other examples as well. Instead of hiring a coach, how can you do it for a little less expensively? Of course, if you can hire a personal trainer, try to find someone who's knowledgeable in both nutrition and personal training, because literally you get 2 for the price of 1. And if they do progress reports and all those things like body composition, that's the best part, because now you get to actually see the data. And most people I know are kind of data people. They want to see the proof that they're getting those results. And I think that's the best way to do it. You need to qualify what you're actually doing. Are you making progress? Are you moving forward? So other things, let's just say that you want to be in a wellness program. It's not just about your health. It's not just about exercise and all that. That's part of health, right? There's no such thing as great health without actually moving your body. So on your own, there's a couple things you could do. I always believe that making an investment in something is going to be sometimes the catalyst for moving forward, like investing in a conference, a seminar, a online training program, running a lab test. Anything like that is going to say, okay, I made the investment, I paid money, that hurts a little bit because I had to spend money. Now I'm going to make sure that I don't waste that money. I'm telling you, I do this all the time with myself. It's things that I'm like, if I spend more than like 30 days to 60 days talking about something and doing nothing, I just make an investment. I really do. Now, of course, I have to be able to afford that investment. I have to know that I'm going to be able to do something with it. But if I'm passionate about it, I'm still thinking about it a month or two later, I know that it's something that I really should be doing. So for me, I like to hire coaches. I am much more, I don't like to let people down. It's, I think, a good quality about me, and it's maybe a bad quality about me as well. Because sometimes I can spread myself very thin, trying to care about every single person on my team in terms of like employees, my team, trying to think about every single person I see at a wellness center capacity. As my family, I just try to make sure that kind of everyone's taken care of. And again, I'm accountable to all of those people. And then sometimes it doesn't leave as much time for myself, right? And I think a lot of people are like that as well. You kind of get pleasure from helping other people out, but we do have to take care of ourselves as well. So that's why I used to do martial arts classes. And I was like, well, I'm one of 20 people. If I don't show up, no one really notices or not. But if I do one-on-ones with my sensei, my shihan, with any of my instructors, they're going to know if I don't show up. It's just me and them. And the other interesting thing is this. I always find this funny. So, I have martial arts, and it's on Sundays, and it's at 10 a.m. And so what happens is I don't do anything Monday through Thursday. Friday's coming along, like, oh, man, I have to practice. So then I'm practicing Friday, I'm practicing Saturday, and then Sunday before I go in, I'm practicing a little bit as well. And it's funny because if that you have an appointment, you're going to start prepping for it. And it just makes all the difference in the world. If I know that I'm not going to be able to make it that next week, I might not practice. That's just the truth. That's the way it is. So I don't always get the time that I should. I know that, again, time is an excuse. But if I know that I'm not going to be able to do as much foam rolling, not going to be able to do as much stretching, well, then I schedule a massage, right? Or I schedule an active release therapy session, one of those specific types of things. I knew that I wanted to do a podcast, but I was dragging my feet for 6 months. What did I do? I purchased a program. I went through the program, still didn't give me the onus to do it. I hired a coach, and the coach cost a lot more money. And I said, you know what? I want to do it. It's really like the next evolution of where I want to take things from being in Boston to really getting my message out across the world. How can I do that? I hired a coach. They met with me. They spoke with me every 2 weeks. They said, the next time I speak with you, you should get these things done. Because that's the type of coach I look for. I want someone to say, hey, this is what you need to do over 2 weeks. Because if you give me a punch box list or whatever you call it, checklist, I'm going to get that checklist done. And that's just kind of like who I am. I just need it in front of me. Tell me what to do, and I'll do it, especially if you're going to check in with me. And again, I invested in this. I don't want to lose that money. And so I make sure that I do the protocol. So I just know that when you get graded on something, like in school, I was always maybe I was the firstborn. Maybe I've always been competitive. I'm kind of like the ectomesomorph. When I go for things, I won't do something unless I'm going to literally put my all into it, because I just want to be good at that thing. Not for anything, no ego realistically at all. It's just like, I don't want to feel like a failure. And I think that's where most of us are at, right? You don't want to, a lot of times we don't do things because we don't want to fail at them. And that's why what I'm saying to you is get a plan. If possible, hire a coach. If not, another great thing to do is join a group. A lot of groups are free. Like you can literally join a support group. Again, we have an online one, but it's not maybe the same accountability that you're looking for. So that's what I'm saying. If you can't hire a personal trainer, if you can't work with a functional medicine practitioner or a naturopath or a nutritionist that you even work with online, whatever it might be, or an online training program, whatever it might be, then see if you can find someone like a workout partner or an eating partner, like someone from work that you're going to say, you know what? We're going to go on this diet together. We're going to do this detox together. We're going to do whatever it might be together, and we're going to make it what I call a micro commitment. I'm telling you this. Don't overwhelm yourself as well. Think of a 21-day plan. There's a reason why I always talk about the first 21 days. Dr. Cabral Detox, even though 21 days actually has to do more with autophagy, decreasing inflammation, balancing out those blood sugar levels, 21 days is a micro commitment that I know that you can handle. It's a larger commitment, meaning like larger than 5 days or 7 days, because in 21 days, you can see remarkable remarkable results. With wellness clients, it's a personalized 21-day protocol. With a Dr. Cabral Detox, it's a detox space for 21 day, and you see remarkable results. You will lose at least 10 pounds if your goal is weight loss. If your goal is wellness, you're going to have less joint pain. You're going to have less fibromyalgia. You're going to have less brain fog. You're going to start to sleep better. I mean, all of these things, and you will see that in just a small 21-day period. So maybe you and a friend could do that together. Again, it's no more than the cost of a week's worth of food, so it's totally like a normal cost. But even if you don't do that, like what if you just said together, okay, well, you know what? We're going to meet each other at the gym at 6:30 a.m. every morning. I'm going to show up at 6:30 a.m. You better be there at 6:30 a.m. because I don't want to be there by myself. We're going to work out together, and then after that, we're going to go get a smoothie together, or whatever it might be. But if you can do that and you find a good accountability partner, well, then I'm telling you, you're way ahead of the game. So I'm going to leave you with this, is that with this micro commitment, the 21 days, it's a long enough period of time to see results, but not so much that you can't say to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to make this the rest of my life. I'm just going to test it out. Like, test it out. I'm going to test this out for 21 days. And if it works, great. But I'm telling you, it's going to work. And that is why when you follow, whether it's the nutrition plan that we do or the detox or the wellness protocols, whatever it is, you see the results, and the results are contagious. The results are motivation in and of themselves. And that gets you to that next level. Don't even think about the next level. I'm telling you, literally forget about trying to make any progress at all. Don't even think about losing weight. All I want you to think about is working the plan. So what I want you to think about is, what did your coach, your personal trainer, the online program, your nutritionist, the detox plan, like whatever, what did that tell you to do today? That's all you have to worry about. Stop trying to make things more complicated than they need to be. Literally get out of your own way. What does that mean? Follow the plan. Follow the checklist. Just do whatever it says. Eat that for breakfast. Eat this for lunch. Prepackage it the night before if you need to. Just make it easy. Make it simple. Literally take your mind out of the equation. When you take your mind out of the equation, then you don't need motivation. You're not going to get overwhelmed because you're going to say, hey, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to follow the plan. When you do that, you get to take a deep breath. You get to relax. And when you get to relax, I'm telling you, the results come even faster because stress does such a number on the body. So hopefully this helped today. If there's any questions, of course, you can write in at stephencabral.com/ask Cabral. Happy to also talk about any other topics in the future that would help you as well. And as always, thank you for tuning in to another Motivation and Mindset Monday. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.